Hello everybody, and welcome to this first in a series of videos that I'm hoping to make talking about watercolour painting and watercolour painters and the things that I particularly like and enjoy and the observations I make. Things off the internet, things off my own paintings, other people's paintings, and if you have particular ideas of who I should be featuring and looking at in the world of watercolour, let me know. I can't start something talking about watercolour without talking about one of my heroes in the art world. Long gone now, of course. That's Turner, Joseph William Mallory Turner, I think is his full name. I want to start by just pulling up here one of his watercolour sketches, and it's works like this that I admire. Not so much the finished paintings, although they're great, but it's the summary of work, that the summary nature of his sketches is the thing that I really admire. By summary, I mean the way that, look at this tower here. This is obviously a scene of Venice. I think it's Venice. Does it matter what I'm looking at? The way that, with a very simple sweep of the brush there, he's allowed the water to flow. He's clearly put in an orange there to the sky, or the tower's gone in. Which has gone in first? It's hard to tell, but basically you can see the wash there has started to flow. That's the kind of stuff that I really like to see. Of course, for him, none of this would ever been made to be seen by the public. They were his own sketches, his own notes, used in the way that we would probably use photographs nowadays. And I've talked quite a bit about visual imagination, and something that I think we've sometimes lost. I think this painting shows something of what I mean by a visual imagination. I mean, surely you would never have seen this view exactly like this, but with this sweep of birds here on this side, which you can probably just about see. I'll zoom in a bit. The splash of the wave here, creating drama. These things probably didn't happen all at once, but they may have happened at separate times. Now, of course, if we're clicking the shutter and taking a photo, we're not going to see that at this, happening in a moment. But if you observe a scene over a period of time and then absorb it, filter it through your own imagination, if you're a skilled artist like Turner, and there's not many of us, not many of them, that's what the kind of thing you'll get. I love it, this kind of work, I must admit. Here's another of his watercolours of Venice, and you can just feel the light in it. It's extraordinary, very, very brilliantly done. I mean, look at the way the tower that is slightly to the blue contrasts with the orange of the sky. If I zoom in a bit, you can see that clearer. The choice of colours is important as well, of course. Making sure that you've got a harmonious range of colours for that kind of picture. It's just brilliant. And here you see the same scene, but painted slightly differently here. It's cooler, creates a completely separate mood, and this is probably one of his most famous watercolours, I would think, certainly for us in this country, because I think it's in the National Gallery, and called the Blue Ridgey or Rigi. I mean, I'm not sure the pronunciation, but I just love the way the light is just so intense in this. The way that there's the sun there that's just been lifted off probably when the wash was wet. You've got, well, it's not the sun, it's just a glow of light. Quite extraordinary. And this illustrates something I want to talk about today, which we call counterchange. That's put in dark against light, light against dark, to create interest in a painting. And look how your eye is drawn to the peak there, where you've got the dark against light. Also want to illustrate something that I use a lot in my paintings, probably too much, is the contrast between the warm and cool colours. On the left here, this bank here and these hills, they're more towards the orange and the brown, and then this side it's more towards the blue and fainter. So you get that lovely warm, cool counterchange, I suppose we can call it, between those two extremes of colour, warm and cool colours in the same painting. Can always be very, very, very effective. And just to illustrate how Turner has influenced me, this is one of my own paintings done in a loose style. It's a view of Cartmel Cartmel fell in the Lake District, and you'll notice that I've gone for a sort of a cool and warm balance across the view, and used more extreme, I suppose, versions of the same type of things. I'm not comparing myself to Turner, but I'm influenced by him as well as many other painters, of course. And here's one of mine that you can see is heavily influenced by Turner and his ilk. I've gone for the same kind of a light effect. Here I've deliberately chosen this effect to get the dark against light, and then you've got warm and cool colour mixes. The browns here contrasted with the blues. And here, even though it's in my style, you can see the Turner influence. Warm over this side, cooler over this side, and elements of counterchange, which I've suggested in these poles, where you've got them lit at the top and then dark at the bottom. That's really what they call counterchange of the light. I hope it's given you ideas. Counterchange in a painting and using a warm, cool mix can really make a picture come alive more. Use visual imagination. Don't just be a camera. Certainly use photographs, and in fact we use them a lot. I've got this site, paintmyphoto.ning.com, where you can find photographs to paint from, but I encourage people to use them, as many of them people do, use them as a source of ideas, not as something to copy exactly. Thanks for watching this one. If you like these type of videos, I'll be doing more, and give me ideas of what we can talk about, etc. Thanks for watching.